It's a couple of days to kind of work on some things and such, right? If there's a quality you think you want to have a little more of for tonight, what do you think that quality would be?
I mean, it's probably tough to pinpoint one thing. I think being a connected group out there, something that we can get better at, and that's just all over the ice. It's forecheck, coming back into our zone, coming out of our zone. So, I mean, it's something that we talk about a lot, is just being connected, and I think we can do a better job of that, and look for it tonight.
How far do you think you are from the game that you want to be playing? How much distance do you have to cover here to get there?
I mean, I don't think there's a whole lot that needs to change. I think little parts of our game, it's comes down to some mistakes here and there that have been biting us lately, and that's something that I think as we get going here, we'll start to fix. And at the same time, you don't want to let too many slip away and have to play catch up, and we know that. So I mean, we expect tonight to be a better effort tonight.
You've been here for a long time, Ryan. I don't know if you ever recall a year where you guys were talked about and maybe picked the way you have been this year. Do you sense that the weight of those expectations affected this group at all?
No, I don't think so. I definitely not the outside expectations, the outside pressures. I mean, we came in here weeks before training camp, and we talked amongst the group about what to expect of each other and of ourselves. So, I mean, it's internal expectations and internal pressure, but no panic, no rush. I mean, it's a long season. You gotta go through the paces and build our game. And I mean, it's not the wins losses that we wanted to start with, but it's a long season, and we're gonna continue to get better here.
It's certainly nothing new. It always happens, but it seems like it's been happening a reasonable amount to start the season. Is that anything different for yourself or maybe some of the veteran guys?
I don't think it's anything different. Like you said, it's happened a lot in the past too. When you have success, usually lines stay together for longer, and I know as a player and a lot of other guys like to have some consistency with line mates, and I think once we get going and start stringing some together, that'll happen.
Ryan, when it comes to the outside noise, do you guys use that, try and block it out, or can you use it as fuel?
The outside pressure? Yeah, I mean, like I talked about, we don't listen and we don't give in too much to it. I mean, obviously you're going to hear things, but you hear things all the time anyways. And I think the longer you're around this league, around this game, the more you can tune it out, and there's always going to be talk about different things. So, like I said, there's internal pressure, there's internal expectations, not just to be a good team, but to play the right way and be a hard-working team and be there for each other. So I think that's the most important thing, and the other stuff isn't too hard to tune out.
Is that the worst thing to have, Ryan? I mean, there was a time, and you were involved in it, where not as much success as you guys would like, and people wouldn't raise a stink about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, of course, we'd rather. I mean, I've been here for a long time now and been on the other side of it, where you go 1-3, and it's almost like, well, that's kind of almost expected. So it's definitely a lot more fun for me for everybody in here to be on the other side of things, where there is expectations, and there's a reason for that. I mean, we've been working over the past few years to put ourselves in this position, and you can't take anything for granted. It's a hard league. I mean, you look at every year there's new teams jumping into the playoff spots, and it's a tough league. There's a ton of parity, and that's a beautiful thing about this game. And so we can't take anything for granted. We got to make sure that we're ready to go and starting tonight.
Ryan, when it comes to the attack, are you guys? Do you feel you're busy enough around the other team's net right now? And if not, how do you get back to a little more?
Yeah, I think we could probably ramp that up a little bit. I thought the past couple games our D-men have done a better job of getting the puck to the net for us, and that comes down to the forwards getting there and creating second, third opportunities, and then building kind of a shift from there. So I think it's something that we can probably ramp up a little bit, and something that we talked about in here.
Winnipeg, too, I mean, they're not off to the start they want. I know you're worried about yourselves, but you kind of recognize in your opponent that they're maybe feeling a lot similar to the way you guys here are desperation.
Yeah, I think especially this time of the year, too, teams are teams come out hard. I mean, you saw it against Philly. There wasn't a whole lot of space. I mean, we wanted to be better. on our side of things, but they just came out hard, a lot of pace, didn't give us much, and we expect that tonight from Winnipeg. And if they haven't had the start that they've wanted, I'm sure they're thinking the same thing that we are tonight. So it's going to come down to a good start and who controls the pace from there.